In today's world of tech, this phone has a too small display, a bad screen to body ratio, and it's too thick and too heavy. But why should those things be any downside? Let's talk about the BlackBerry KEYone, which I've now used for over a year, and I have to say it up front, it's my all-time favorite phone. No other phone has me kept this productive without compromising on media usage. But let's start with the outside of the device. The BlackBerry KEYone can be had in different colors: silver, black and bronze. All have a 4.5-inch 1080 by 1620p display with a 3:2 aspect ratio and 433 pixels per inch. It is really sharp and bright, and colors also seem pretty accurate to me. BlackBerry Mobile, which is the producer of the BlackBerry KEYone, also fixed the issue of the screen falling out of the device. Beneath the display, you can find a full physical QWERTY keyboard, which can also be used as a touchpad, but I'll get back to that later on. Incorporated into the spacebar, you'll find a really fast and accurate fingerprint sensor, and seriously, it is really fast and really accurate. On the bottom of the device, there's a USB-C connector next to a mono speaker and a microphone. On the left side, you can find the power button, and on the right side, the volume switch, as well as a convenience key, which I will get back to later in the video. On the top, you luckily still have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and on its back, you'll find a rubberized back housing the 12-megapixel camera with the Google Pixel sensor and a dual LED flash, which is pretty great. Pictures of this phone are pretty good. They're not the best, but they're definitely not the worst. I really like the colors it produces and the overall quality. Video can be shot at 1080p at 60 frames per second and 4K at 30 frames per second. Pretty damn good in my opinion. But why should I choose this phone if it has so many downsides like the small display? Because it doesn't need those features. I happily sacrifice a bigger screen for this gorgeous physical keyboard. It may take a week to get used to it, but I don't want to go back. I can type faster with less mistakes, and because of muscle memory, I can type on it without even looking at it. It's also touch sensitive, so you can scroll through website or swipe between menus, but you can also flick up suggestions that appear on the screen while typing. Really intuitive. Furthermore, you can swipe from right to left to delete words on the keyboard or select more lines of text when holding Shift and swiping, something I use all of the time. The battery is also pretty good. It gets me through a day of heavy use with about 10% left at the end of the day. The KEYone runs on a very lightly skinned Android 7.1 and does that without major problems. BlackBerry installed some useful apps like the BlackBerry Hub, which organizes all of your messages in one place, and you can also write emails or messages from it. It's pretty useful because you don't have to switch between apps just to find that notification you accidentally swiped away. It's still not as nicely included or incorporated into the operating system as on BlackBerry 10 devices, but it's definitely getting there. And it of course has everything you'd expect from an Android phone, and even more, like shortcuts. So you have the side button, which opens a menu of 3 easy-to-access apps, and those actually change depending on your surroundings, so whether you're in a meeting, in a car, or just at home chilling. But the shortcuts haven't ended there. You can set shortcuts on each key, so over 50 shortcuts, because you can actually put 2 shortcuts on each key. So for example, short pressing the letter I on the home screen takes you to Instagram, while long pressing the letter I maybe calls someone called Isabel. Pretty great, pretty neat feature. Over the year, it did sometimes slow down, but a quick restart generally made it run smoothly again. Also, wear and tear is pretty nice on this phone. If it falls down, it doesn't automatically break, because BlackBerry of course fixed the screen issue of it falling down out of the phone. And otherwise, I really enjoy this phone. I couldn't really imagine living with anything else than my BlackBerry KEYone. Maybe an iPhone as a side phone for the car, because that connects better in my car. But still, for productivity use and without compromising on media usage, the KEYone is the phone to go. You just don't want to stop typing, and that's what I really like. And you might have seen it, in 2 days there's the announcement in New York City about the BlackBerry Key 2. So there is a new phone of BlackBerry, the successor of the BlackBerry KEYone, so I'm excited if they could make it any better, and And it's also interesting to see for you, do you actually need the Key 2 or can you stick with the KEYone? So I will be covering that event in a follow-up video later this week. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated with the newest videos. So if you liked it, make sure you give the video a like. Also make sure you comment what you think about the KEYone. Is it also your favorite phone? And of course, follow me on my social media channels, Instagram and Twitter. You can see them right now. And I have to get out of the sun because I'm sweating like, I don't know, like a cow? Goodbye.